Go ahead, Frank. Back to the game, to today's last game of the first round. The winners are the Cooper Lady Jaguars. We have head coach Justin Holthouse, student athletes Liz Freihofer, Logan L. Palmer, and it was 21.
Bella Deer.
Bella Deer. Coach, comments, please.
This is March. Man, it was a grind out. I mean, just the emotion of that game, especially early. Danville Christian did a really good job jumping out to that big lead on us, and then we had to fight to kind of battle back. And we took that lead into the second half, and they came storming right back. And at the end of the day, some key stops. Malia's creating that turnover on the baseline, and then girls stepping up, hitting some big time free throws. Pretty special.
Questions?
Coach, you've seen some premier players this year. Have you seen a player like Grace Mingua?
No, she's super talented, and Bella did a really good job on her and not letting her get open looks, but she's a super talent. With her ability to handle the ball the length of the court, her ability to stretch the floor and make jump shots, and just her ability to score around the rim, she's a really special player. But our kids fought, and getting her in foul trouble a little bit early, I think definitely helped us out. But our kids did a really good job on her.
In the back.
Yeah, for the players, could you all just talk a little bit about what it was like trying to defend her? Because it even seemed like at times when you were doing a pretty good job, she still scored.
Yeah, she's a very good player. She's very tall and she's even longer and she plays bigger than she is. So you kind of just have to trust that your teammate's going to be their backside. You just got to sell out.
Right here.
Let's talk about that stretch where you three all have 3 fouls there toward the end of the first half, but maybe the stretch where Addison, Olivia, and Zane come in and you guys still end up with the lead at half.
Yeah, that was huge, especially being down in the first quarter, and then we come out and me and Logan get 3 fouls. Bella has 2 fouls. We just had to adjust to the officiating. Everyone from the bench came in and really stepped up and were able to still convert on the court when we were on the bench and cheering them on. So it was awesome to see them step up to that position.
Right here.
Ladies, you forced 22 turnovers tonight. I think 19 came in the second, third, and fourth quarter. Just talk about how you ramped up the defense and applied the pressure.
Yeah, I think our defense we knew was going to win us that game because offensively they've got that big girl inside. So we knew defensively we had to sell out and we had to stop them from hitting the shots and we had to rebound, put some more pressure on the ball, and defense was going to win us that game.
Coach, you're known as a defensive team. What adjustments did you have to make defensively as the game went on?
Well, I thought at times, especially early on, we let their guards kind of see in the post a little bit too much. And we talked about that pregame is really get out and pressure their guards a little bit more. So they're playing more on their heels when they're throwing it in the post. But, they did some good job. They did a pretty good job of flattening us out a little bit with hitting some jump shots. 13 hit the 3 in the corner there. It kind of opened it up a little bit more in the post for them. So, in that second half, we really tried to, especially with 23, trying to bring it the length of the court. We tried to show on her, make her give the ball up a little bit. So, it was a full team effort for really 32 minutes against her.
Just curious, one more thing about Grace. When's the last time you've had anybody score 17 points on you in one quarter? I mean, one individual player. Or has that ever happened?
I think it probably has. But you tip your cap to that kid because she shoulders the load and she knows what she's going to get. And, we believe that we're a premier defense, and she finished with 37 maybe tonight. She earned every bucket that she got. She's a really good player.
Final questions. Be one right here in the middle, on the side, and then in the middle. That's the last.
Coach, they had a little run there in the fourth quarter, came out a little strong. What was your message to the team kind of at timeouts?
I thought we got into a phase where we didn't share the ball well enough. We didn't get the ball reverse side to side. And it was tough because they took us out of what we do offensively when you got 6'5" around the rim. We run a lot of cuts cutting to the basket. So they did a good job on that. And then, we tried to open up the court a little bit, run a little bit of clock off because we just weren't getting some of those shots that we typically get to fall. So, my message to them was we want to still be aggressive, but we want to pick our spots when we're taking some of these shots.
Next question here. In the middle.
It seemed like an exerted effort to really push the tempo tonight, not maybe used to seeing that in the ninth region for you all, but how big was that? Maybe just that stretch of the second to third and can kind of seem to maybe take a little bit of wind out of their sails.
Yeah, it did. Addison Brissy stepped up definitely with defensively for us. Zanae Thompson came off the bench as well, and Olivia Scott gave us some really good minutes off the bench. But we really wanted to try to play fast because our mindset was let's try to beat them down the court because we knew what they had with the rim protector. So we wanted to try to play fast, get some easy buckets out of it, and from what we have seen, they don't go very deep in their bench, so we thought we could wear them out. But a testament to their team, they fought and they competed for that full 32 minutes.
Coach, congratulations on the victory and good luck the rest of the way. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Speaker right here. Be careful going down these steps. The pronunciation, Mingua. Mingua. Okay. Let me see. Okay, we're good. What about, Musasi? Yes. Say it right? Right. We have the Danville Christian Lady Warriors, head coach Billy Inman, student athletes Gracie Mbugwa. We have also Paisley Metz, Braxton Heck, and Emily Musasi. Coach, comments?
Well, I just told them this might be one of my favorite games that I've ever coached because stripped us away. It seemed like just about everything that first half. And without Baby, obviously the performance Baby was having was just unbelievable. And she went out and I was really worried that they were just going to crumble and fold against such a veteran, unbelievable team. And instead they did what I've asked them to do all year. They glorified God, their effort and their attitude, and they were just amazing. I told them in there, I could not be any more proud of these kids if we'd have won the game. And I feel like it's a privilege to get to coach them. I always say coaching is a profession. I'm a volunteer. I might be the best in my price range, but they honestly, that performance probably deserved a better coach. But I counted it a privilege to be out there coaching.
Questions?
Yeah, the opening, that third quarter, that stretch there, where, I mean, that's kind of, you talk about crumbling, that's kind of maybe where that started to happen. What do you think? Any of the girls, you're going to talk about this too, just where you think that come from to dig in and come back like you did?
Well, I mean, I'm probably gonna sound like a holder of it, but honestly, it's just their faith. When they have a faith, and honestly, it's really for them, it's about the mission at DCA. They were out there today when they could have just been having fun or whatever, and they're spending time with the little ones, the little 4, 5, 6, 7-year-old girls, trying to mentor them, trying to do this because they want the mission of DCA to grow. They see what it does in kids' lives, and they carry this burden really heavy. And I'm telling you, you could tell it with their comments during the timeouts. That's what they were worried about. They wanted to glorify God, their effort, their attitude, even though everything was going wrong. And just the battle. I mean, I just was amazed. I just couldn't believe it. I mean, you guys can speak to it. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, we talked about it in the locker room. We were just like, we're gonna have to come out. We're gonna have to play where baby's not gonna be able to do as much because she had 4 fouls going into the third quarter. And I think through God, we just all stepped up, and He really gave us the power to just push through, and when it was so hard.
Personally, just asking God for boldness, not to play scared in the third, even though I have 4 fouls, just going out there, not thinking about if I'm gonna get a foul called on me, just going out there, giving it my all, just glorifying God through everything that I do, and that's all I can do.
I'd say when we pray after every timeout, it helps a lot because it like kind of makes our brains go back to like focused, and yeah, we wouldn't be in without God. So
I'm just glad we got to glorify God today. And even though we were losing, I had this peace that God has a reason for everything. And I'm just glad we got to glorify Him, and He was seen today.
Right here in the corner.
Coach, I think you talked about this on Monday, but just how smart Grace is playing that entire second half with 4 fouls.
Well, I grabbed her. She was hurting. I told him, I said, listen, go to the parents, go to whoever, blame me for calling that timeout with 1:20. The play I called was horrible. It didn't work at all. But I grabbed her. She was crying. I grabbed her and I said, I've been watching tournament basketball since I was 5 years old. My dad would literally drive me back and forth from St. John's Arena in Columbus, Ohio to Rupp down here. I remember driving all through the night to watch Richie Farmer play a kid from Louisville. Is so good. I'm sorry. Allen Houston, thank you. And then turning right back up and driving up to Columbus, Ohio again. I've seen this unbelievable amount of tournament games, and I thought that was the gutsiest performance I'd ever seen.
In the back and up front.
Hey, Billy, 2 things. One, where did the nickname baby come from? Because she doesn't exactly play like a baby. And then 2, you talk about all the games you've seen. Have you ever seen anybody have a better first quarter
No.
than what she had?
Well, the answer is definitely no. The nickname baby came when she came. She was 12 years old. I still remember seeing her passport. She's 5'8", 12 years old, and she's knobby knee, didn't weigh anything. And we would just always say, oh, it's the baby. It's the baby. And it just stuck. And she's been baby ever since. She's the baby of the family. And it's on the back of her senior jacket. I mean, no one calls her Grace. And when I call her, every once in a while I call her Grace, she looks at me like, what are you doing? I'm baby. So it just stuck. It just stuck.
Right here. We'll have one more question.
Grace, a year ago, would you have been able to stay in the game through the second half the way you did and not pick up a 5th foul?
Definitely not. I think just coach mentoring me, saying keep my head up and play, forget the last play and play through the next play, and just knowing that God's will is being done, and that's all I can do. So yeah.
Take peace in that. Yep.
Last question here in the middle.
Coach, just the decision to go back with Grace there with 3 fouls in the first half. Is that something normal for you guys and just kind of rolling the dice there or what?
Well, honestly, she's only fouled out of 1 game all year. So it's extremely rare for that to happen. But I looked at assistant John Meyer and I said, well, Johnny, I said, if we want to have a second half, we got to put her back in now. She does everything. She helps break the press. You know, she's 3, she posts up, she steals the ball, she does that stuff. And I wanted to have a second half to play for. And so I rolled the dice. You know, I'm not going to comment on the call, but I looked at her and I said, hey, I'm darn proud of you. I thought it was the right play. Don't beat yourself up. And because she doesn't need to. When she does something stupid, I'm sure to call her out. And she's tough to take it. But I was very proud of I thought she played it smart, honestly. So yeah, but it would not be unusual because she is what she is to the team.
Coach Inman, congratulations to you and the Danville Christian Lady Warriors on a great season. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. God bless, guys. Thank you.
Careful with your steps there.